The DAAC is the Division Avenue Arts Cooperative. It's a not-for-profit art space, and so we have music shows here. We do art shows, so you'll have photography or drawing, painting, any sort of visual art.
The DAAC is building a space that creative people share to listen to music, to see art, and to come together as a community interested in those things.
The DAAC was formed by a lot of different people who felt like there was a great need to have a place that would consistently put on shows.
My name's Mike Sabina. I got this show remembering through my friend's son. Thanks, both of you. It's back in Grand Rapids.
People listen up, don't stand around. I got this straight wheeling street feeling, the sun's going down. A guarantee I'm coming to your town. Our life's been stolen, now that's a fact. It don't matter if you're white through black. Got this transparent man with 8 hands breathing down your neck.
DAAC is basically a art and music cooperative. It's basically a place where people in the community can come and have the opportunity to do their own shows, to both in the arts and in music, and also get a chance to have a say in the culture of their community.
I know nothing. Now that I know you, my face goes blank, my eyes go open gates.
Well, I think the importance of this neighborhood, Skeletones, the DAAC, Vertigo, Scavenger Hunt. I mean, without us in this city, and not just us 4 or 5 businesses on this block, but the businesses in East Town or the businesses off of Wealthy Street corridor. I mean, if you want to hang out at Applebee's and go to the mall, if that's your idea of culture, then, you know, so be it. But I don't want to live in that world. I don't want a world where we just have Walmarts and McDonald's. I don't want that, and I'm going to fight whatever I can to make sure that we have other opportunities here.
It happened. It's a space for music and art, and it's fantastic. I'm still amazed that it's still running.
Make nests in your black hair and eat the ants.
I guess it's been a long time coming that the DAAC has been operating not legally. So I think we've over 4 years been lucky enough to avoid any real catastrophe that restricts us from doing what we do.
And I always thought it was kind of just a matter of time before that happened. I always thought we were kind of living on borrowed time, you know. Because we never had the occupancy permit, we never got like the official approval from the city.
There was a show that was apparently over capacity at the DAAC.
You know, we were way over capacity. A lot of speed was playing. I think there was like 170 people in the place.
And someone was not happy about it.
A parent called to complain about a potential capacity issue at the venue, and it turns out that was true. There was a capacity issue that night.
The fire marshal was called in and we were shut down.
All ages venues get shut down all over this country constantly. Like so many bands have come through from all over the place, and like the average lifespan, it seems, for an all-ages venue is usually like 6 to 8 months before the fire marshal comes down. So I was like, you know, we made it 4 years. I was like, sweet, like hopefully something else will pop up,
Like, I hate seeing music venues shut down anyways, so, and it happens way too often.
When I first found out that we were supposed to be closing our doors, I was really upset, and I wasn't sure if there was going to be people that were going to argue with it.
Just knowing that that's not in Grand Rapids, I've, selfishly worried that I don't have a place to express that, and I'm worried for the community because I don't know where else these people can go.
Hopefully it's a wake-up call to some people that, we got shut down, we had to stop doing shows, we had to cancel a bunch of shows because, this isn't an assumption that something like this is around.
Right.
It takes work and, dedication and volunteer work by people.
We needed to really establish what our capacity was, and that was one of our big things. So we've got that figured out, so we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about whether or not we're going to make the commitment today to either stay or go.
Transgressing through this life can be so tedious at times. A blessing in disguise can be a very, very, very hard thing to find.
Is there anyone who is interested in saying, screw this building, who wants to stay?
Stay.
Who wants to stay and work towards something bigger in the future? Okay, sweet.
Yeah, it was just like, do people care enough to keep this around? And it came up to a vote, and it was overwhelming how many people were how many people raised their hands and said, I want this to continue.
I'm Colin. I started coming to the meetings just before the shutdown, and now I'm just looking to get more involved.
I'm Brianna, and same as her, I just hang out downtown, go to shows, do stuff like that, so I'm just interested to be involved and help.
I was afraid that we were going to lose this space, which would be a huge loss for the community, I think.
And that kind of set a whole lot of things into motion, made us realize that if we were to continue, we needed to reevaluate how we do things and sort of grow up a little bit.
Shortly after the shutdown, I'm friends with Chad, and so he had said that we were going to get it back up and running again, that meetings were going to be happening to make sure that it got started and was being run in a way that would be feasible and sustainable so that we wouldn't get shut down again.
The way it looks is that if we made absolutely no changes to the space, our capacity would be at 49. With some changes, some of them minimal, and some of them a little bit more hardy maybe, like changing the locks on the doors and the mechanisms on the doors, we could raise our capacity to 89. The big thing, I think, there are two big things. The first thing being that the front and the back door need to have emergency exit mechanisms put on them. The things that we have to do, we have to make sure that there is a 36-inch area walkway in between the stage and the wall back here. Some of the other changes that we need to make, we're taking, and Joe started doing this, he climbed right up and started doing this, taking down the Christmas lights, because there is a city ordinance that you can only leave holiday lighting up for 90 days. Nothing can be permanently wired by extension cord. So anything that we have that's kind of a permanent structure, such as the open sign, needs to be able to be plugged directly into a surge protector and then directly into the wall. So that's going to also affect some of our sound equipment. So some of you really great sound equipment people are going to have to look and make sure that all the equipment's into the surge protector into the wall.